Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Currency of Anarchy. I'm Josh Davis.
Michael Freeman.
Johnny Moss.
So if you'd like to be a part of the discussion during the live taping, please check us out at youtube.com/CurveOfAnarchy on Monday nights at 9 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific. And you can see the final product on the air at youtube.com/CurveOfAnarchy on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Noon Pacific. And please check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/CurveOfAnarchy. And again, if you're here during the live taping, please check out the Q&A feature that should be on the right side of the screen. Otherwise, you have to go to Google somehow. We'll clarify that in a minute. So yeah, if you post any questions, we'll answer them as soon as we can. Now a word from the sponsors.
Holly Cogburn runs Homebody, a body care, vanity, and cosmetic products company. She contracts using USD, Bitcoin, homebody products, and fresh produce. She is proud to say that she started the business without the assistance of bank loans. In her words, fuck bank loans and fuck their interest rates. For the most part, fuck banks. She paid for costs out of pocket and has steadily and sustainably grown from there. She believes in a free, fair, and reputation-based market, so please find Holly at homebodyco.com or facebook.com/homebodyco.
Okay, yeah, Michael, I wanted to, welcome you back, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming back.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, good stuff. So we have a few things to go over. The main thing that I wanted to touch upon really is like to go over what's been going on with the Fed, prices and that kind of thing. We kind of went over this a little bit last time, and John also wants to talk about silver a little bit more in depth again this week. So yeah, we're gonna start off with money. So the Fed, for example, the Fed as a central bank issues fiat currency due to declarations created by Congress. It's all a racket in one way, but basically it issues this fiat currency and the government is required to pay interest on that issuance. So in the end, what's going on is the banks control the supply because it's the central bank. It's issuing money out to each of these banks, and they have to pay interest. We have to pay interest. The government has to pay interest, all to the Federal Reserve. Whoever owns the Federal Reserve, because it is a private institution, actually, those that own the Federal Reserve are seriously in control of the whole freaking economy. That's what it comes down to. And it doesn't matter that Ben Bernanke is no longer a chairman and Janet Yellen took his place. Alan Greenspan before Ben Bernanke, they all act the same. Paul Volcker, they're all the same people. Because even though they're the spokesman of the Federal Reserve, that's all they do. They speak to it. The real control here is those that are on the board, those that own the Federal Reserve. That's where I'm coming from. It's just a way to control the economy and basically keep us in debt forever. The government itself in debt forever, therefore constantly requiring us to pay taxes to pay for that interest. Anyway, again, that's a quick summary of what goes on with the Federal Reserve. Anyone want to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. I mean, the system was designed in such a way that you will never escape debt. Or when I say you, I'm being a collectivist asshole by saying you, but you can't get out of debt. The system was designed that way. There will always be more debt than there is money in existence to pay it back, just the way that it works. you can break it down like if I create a new currency, and we'll just call it the $2, and I create the $2, I print out the first $2 and loan it into existence. I give it to you, Michael. I say, I'm giving you $1. You have to pay this back with interest. Well, where the hell does the interest come from? It doesn't exist yet. I printed the first $1 and loaned it into existence, and I'm asking for $2 back in return. Where does it come from? It doesn't exist yet, and that's exactly what the Federal Reserve does, is they create money, they loan it to the U.S. government, the U.S. government agrees to pay it back with interest, but it doesn't exist.
So no, the U.S. government isn't promising to pay anything back. They're promising the indentured servitude of the people under their control to pay it back. I used to be all into the end of Fed stuff. I used to be all interested in the Federal Reserve, but it's just the King's Bank. I completely oppose central currencies entirely, and that's all that the Fed is. So I'd be perfectly happy to see it abolished myself.
Right.
I don't really care about any of the semantics or any of the internal issues that they have going on there, whether they should be audited or the maybe corruption of the people who work there or whatever. The institution itself is corrupt by default, and I oppose it.
Yeah.
You guys people often say the Fed is a private industry and like it loans money to the state, but I think they're the same myself.
In principle, in the end, I think you're absolutely right, because, from our point of view, it doesn't matter. Everybody's like the master. We're certainly not. You know what I mean? But yeah, there is a difference technically, but it really doesn't matter. You're sure, yeah.
I mean, we can see what they've done to the money, and I've done this on the show before. I really enjoy doing it, so I'll do it again. I brought out a silver quarter and a regular fiat quarter, and you can see the difference when I hold them up. When I see this is the silver one, it's much shinier. You can even see on the edge of the coin, you can see the silver one versus the other one. It's just brown and copper and zinc and whatever other garbage they use. Back in 1964, 64 was the last year that they had silver in the money. And in 1964, a silver quarter bought 1 gallon of gas. Okay? Today in 2014, this same exact 1964 silver quarter still buys a gallon of gas due to the silver content. Back in '64, the minimum wage was $1.25, so 5 silver quarters, which roughly equates to about $15 an hour today in silver value. Wow. So just seeing what they've done to our money by taking the precious metal out. I mean, this buys a gallon of gas. This is a giant penny.
Right.
I actually found a 1960 dime in circulation the other day. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anybody watching, keep your eyes out, because, I mean, you can find silver. I mean, I would suggest, buying it online. This way you can get, you can get a decent amount of it. But just go in your day-to-day life. I mean, if you go to Walmart or McDonald's or something, check your change. Look at your change, because on occasion you will find a silver dime or a silver quarter or something. I've gotten a couple of silver dimes. I think I got one. I bought like a coffee or something at Dunkin' or McDonald's or something like that, and got a silver dime in my change. Right. Michael finds silver dimes all the time now. I mean, it's just a matter of just opening your eyes and just looking at your change. It takes 2 seconds. And,
okay, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I do not find silver all the time. Be prepared if you start doing this. Be prepared to be let down a lot, because it doesn't happen often.
When I say all the time, I don't mean you're finding like $3 in face value. I mean
It has happened three times ever in my life.
But all those times have been recently when you started paying attention. My point is, like, yeah, I mean, when I say often, I don't mean you're going to find, pieces of silver every day, but you're going to, if you pay attention, you'll find it often enough where it'll be worth it. Just take a look at your change. Like I said, go ahead.
Actually, I was going to say, it's more likely that you won't see it, but you'll hear it. There's a tinny sound. It's more tinny because, well, whatever. So it's a lighter sound, and it rings, like, as opposed to, like, just a flat, like when you drop a quarter, it goes, and as opposed to ding, like that.
You'll know it right away. As soon as it hits the other change in your hand, you'll know it right away. It has that sound to it.
Yeah.
Like I did before when I showed the edges of the quarter here. I mean, you can see the silver one is the top one. You just have to look at the edge.
You can even kind of feel it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the feel. This silver quarter here. I mean, you can just see it's a 1964 quarter, but it's brilliant. It's shiny. I've got other quarters too from 1940, whatever, 1950, and they're all like that. They're all really bright and shiny on the edges. Whereas these new ones are made of copper. They're literally giant pennies, like I said. So what? This is a fiat quarter. What makes this quarter 25 times worth a penny? Some government suits that tell you it's worth that.
Some religious symbols.
Yeah, exactly. Religious symbols and religious zealots that we call politicians.
I mean, it even says the word God on the quarter, dude.
But I mean, with our silver money, it's all. The value is relative to each other. What I'm trying to say is that here's a silver dime. Okay, a silver dime is worth about $1. I think it's like $1.16 or 17 or something like that. But we'll just say it's $1. The quarter is worth 2.5 times that. So yeah, I said $3 before, but again, I was just rounding. If the dime is worth $1, the silver quarter, being 25 cents face value, is worth 2.5 times a dime because it's 2.5 times the weight of silver. When you have a $50, and I have one of those here, a silver $50, the silver melt value is exactly twice that of a silver quarter. So the weight is all there. But in today's fiat currency, like I said, what makes this quarter worth 25 times what a penny is when it weighs, maybe 3 or 4 times a penny?
Right.
So the value is totally being screwed with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because the content is precisely the same in the quarter and the dime now, and actually it used to be as well because of the silver content. But in the past, the penny was made of more copper than anything, and that is more precious.
1983 was the year they stopped making pennies with copper and started making them with zinc. Therefore decreasing the value by about 50% or so.
Right. So so the problem is not so much that we should get rid of the penny. We should actually get rid of the dollar.
Yeah, we should get rid of the penny, and the dollar, and the nickel, and the $100 bill, and all of their friends.
Right, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And
so, go ahead.
They even went as far, this is so bold. In World War II, I do not remember the exact dates of this, I'm sorry. John probably does. In World War II, they made pennies out of goddamn steel. Dude.
Oh yeah,
right.
I got a bunch of them. I don't remember what year they are, but you're absolutely right. During World War II, they were making the pennies out of steel to save the copper. And you can find those right away. Again, I mean, the feel, the sound, they'll stick to a magnet, the color, they'll stick to a magnet. They're worth about $1 each if you can find them now.
Right, but only because of rarity. I mean, they are rare.
That's like a collectible value.
When your steel money is worth more than your real money, you know you done fucked up. What? like that meme with the bag of like 50 plastic, I don't know, 100 plastic pennies, and it's like $4.99. Like,
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
That's troubling.
Yeah, World War II, I believe the dates were 1942 to 1945. They started making the nickels with a little bit of silver in them. They were saving the nickel for the war efforts. But yeah, I believe it's 42 to 45. In either case, here's a silver war nickel. Right here, it's
Where's
standard.
the P? Where's the P?
It's on the back side,
Yep.
right above the the religious
Back up
building.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, right there.
Can you see? I mean, you can't see it.
It's a little bit more ledger.
We can see it. It's fine.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's a P. If it's got that P mark, and what year is this one? This is 1943. Yeah, I think it is 42 to 45, and it has that P on the back of it above the house. Then yeah, it's made of silver. Well, it's not made of silver, but it's 35% silver, and they're worth about $1 in silver melt.
Yeah, all of this is really messed up, and it's leading to what people want to do is get rid of cash altogether. This is the state talking right now. They want to get rid of cash, and the banks want to get rid of cash, so that most likely they can track what you're doing, and so that every time you pay with your card, because that will be required, either that or Bitcoin, if you think about it, or gold and silver directly. If they got rid of cash and you're using your debit card or your credit card, then the banks are going to be pulling or getting a little something something on the side with every transaction. Never mind the state having their taxes, but the banks will be having their share as well, and Visa and MasterCard. So they're going to be pulling a lot of money if they really went through with that cashless society thing. Though it might be more convenient for everybody, and a lot of people will be suckered into that.
Of course. I mean,
yeah.
They're already starting that with, pay with your iPhone, which is I don't know what the software or anything is called, but you can pay for things.
Google Pay.
Yeah, that's it. Is that it? Google Pay?
There's thousands of, dude. It's there when it comes to apps and
yeah.
Whatnot. There's once there's one, there's thousands of competition right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, to me, that's in direct competition with Bitcoin, or
yeah.
at least they're trying. They're trying to compete with Bitcoin. They're trying to, have something convenient where you can just, scan your phone, scan something, and pay for something. It's all about convenience. It's what the masses want.
Yeah, but if they're trying to compete with, if they're trying to compete with other currencies, they shouldn't be literally getting rid of a form of currency, purposely. You know what I mean?
If they can beat it, it should die. But if they can't, then they should die, or their money system should.
I think the whole currency should, of course. I think we're all in agreement there. But people are so brainwashed; it's unbelievable. I think that. Go ahead.
Lots of the conspiracy guys will try to say that Bitcoin was created by the government to get you guys used to more used to non-physical, completely digitalized currency.
Yeah, there's also chemtrails outside my house right now. I think they're trying to poison me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to post a video of that the other day. I saw that Friday, I think it was. I saw one plane, potentially spreading, chemtrails, and then there was a plane only, about a mile away from it, maybe less. Same direction, right behind it. Same thing. I'm like,
wait,
yeah.
Josh, do you believe in chemtrails?
Yes, of course I do.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here's a topic for you then.
All right, so
all right, we can get into this.
What is a chemtrail, Josh?
Well, theoretically, it's where they're spraying a type of aerosol, and they're spreading barium, for example. That's the one I care about the most, I guess, because potentially that could lead to droughts. And
who is they?
I don't know who they are, of course. We have no evidence of that. But there's plenty of evidence where there's chemicals in the air. I could do my own reading, but plenty of people have already done it. I probably should, just to back my own, have a peace of mind to it. But
I would say that yeah, that's a pretty freaking grand claim, and
of course it is. But
so
think about
yeah,
it.
you should probably look into
You've
it.
seen those. You've seen it in the sky as well. You can't be.
I have, and I
You've
used to
seen
believe
stuff.
into this, buy into this.
Yeah.
I have seen condensation coming out from airplanes at certain altitudes, yes.
Of course.
And I've also watched numerous documentaries on this subject. The two most popular ones being What in the World Are They Spraying and Why in the World Are They Spraying? And unfortunately, there's no empirical evidence to back any of this up whatsoever.
How do you know? Have you done the test yourself?
No, but John and I have both done years of research into this.
Okay.
And I would still like to see a private, real hardcore case study into exactly what's going on with the lines in the sky, sure, but it's much more plausible that it is condensation freezing at high altitudes due to the cold temperatures. That is a much more plausible explanation than
if that's true, then why has it only been happening in our lifetimes?
That's not true, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to do experiments. That's a really good idea. Like
I can just really quickly look up a picture of Google contrail over 20 years ago or whatever, over 30 years ago, and you'll find plenty.
All right. Yeah.
And look, don't get me wrong. I put nothing past these psychos, man.
Yeah.
If they could get away with I don't know. There's lots of different theories as to exactly what the purpose of chemtrails is, but let's say it's mind control or something like that. I'm sure the government would love to do that. I'm sure the state would freaking love to do that.
Of course they would.
But I don't think that they have the capabilities to do it, and I don't think that they could get away with it.
Yeah.
If this was really going down, if they were poisoning us from the sky for real, private people. First, skeptics are attacking it and have disproved it. But skeptic scientists would hardcore, if this was really true, hardcore rally it, and the masses would know that they're being poisoned, and they would burn buildings to the ground.
I don't think it's that simple because, well, wouldn't you think we got rid of the dollar already? It's the same premise. They're being told lies in the media constantly. But
having your money inflated and being directly poisoned are kind of different things. They're both destructive,
really.
But
yeah,
one's direct, and one's trying to kill me directly, and the other one's just trying to steal the fruits of my labor.
I'd say they're both indirect, just because.
No. I mean the definition of direct. If they are dumping poison onto me, that is direct.
No, because you're not intaking it. And my thing is, there's no bullet going into you. There's nothing actually going into you. It's just being dropped on you.
Yeah,
it's just like if the leaves just grabbed all of this chemicals. Then eventually, it'll deteriorate.
This is forced consumption. If what you're suggesting is that there is oxidized and particled aluminum, barium, and I forget the third one that these crazy people suggest, but that these are oxidized into the air from airplanes, absorbed into the oxygen, and I breathe in that oxygen. That is the direct definition of forced consumption.
Agreed.
That's much like a tree pollinating, right?
Yes.
I'm breathing that in. That's going into my body.
Agreed, but the thing is, most people don't realize it. It's just like allergies. Most people don't realize when they're breathing it in, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Either way, the thing is, it's without knowledge. People are not researching it either way. And you're right. I haven't done my research thoroughly yet on this subject. I'll agree with that. But I'm just saying.
John, what do you think?
Okay.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Hmm.
I don't know,
No?
man. I used to believe in the chemtrails too, but I just like I agree with Michael. Like I wouldn't put it past these psychos one bit to do something like that. But I just haven't. All of the quote evidence that I've seen was during my time when I used to listen to a certain conspiracy theory radio show and just kind of ate up everything they said because I already hated the state. So I figured, oh yeah, sure, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I really should do a thorough investigation of my own. Literally taking some rainwater and doing testing, whatever. Because if you don't do it that way, then how do we know what's in the air? We're just exercising, futility here.
Sure.
Either way, there's actually no decisive way to say, hey, you're right, or hey, you're wrong. Either way, Anyway.
But it's at least good to, whether whoever's right or wrong, it's good to think about stuff like this and question stuff like this.
Yep. Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
matter what it is. Like I guess what we're all in agreement on here is like we shouldn't put anything past our violent dominators.
Yeah. It's good. It's almost like the way Chris Cantwell thinks. It's good to be conspiratorial to a degree. It makes you question what's going on, and then decide for yourself. And as opposed to listening to what the media tells you at every point.
Absolutely. Question the state, question what they're doing.
Yeah.
Even if some of your questions turn out to be absolutely nothing, it still leads you to question the state, and in doing so, you will find actual legit things that to hate the government for and hate the state. You will find things, but question everything. You've got to question.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right. One other thing before we move on. I wanted to bring up the fact that last week we went through John's stash of guns, and I have never shot a gun in my life.
You will in 2 weeks.
I've been told that, yes. So at the same time, the only reason why I'm actually interested is because I'm at this next level of my life finally that I'm like, a couple of years ago I started being interested in protecting myself with a gun or whatever. I've never shot a gun. I still haven't. So this would be interesting. We're all going to PorkFest. We're all meeting up. I'm gonna meet John Moss for the first time in my life. So it'll be a good time. So Michael, what are your thoughts on guns and such?
I've been
obviously.
shooting guns my entire life. I do not currently own one, but I will soon. I have owned guns. I just a year ago I had to sell my rifle for financial reasons. So I'm going to be shooting at PorkFest. You're going to be shooting at PorkFest. Azah and Karen and everybody going. Marley, who just turned 7, is going to be shooting at PorkFest.
Actually, Azah's interested in too. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Just don't be scared. That's all.
That's it.
We have a 22 is what you should start with, and just build your confidence and work up from there.
Word.
But we could just talk about PorkFest anyways. It is 11 days. 14 hours and 29 minutes and 13 seconds away.
Holy crap! What, is there a counter somewhere?
Yeah, I agree, man. PorkFest is right around the corner. We could spend a minute on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be shooting and drinking and eating so much. Lots of fun panels and debates and discussions, events, fun stuff for John's kid, and
yeah, it's very kid-friendly.
Nice.
Very adult-friendly, too.
Oh, yeah, there's something for everybody, sure.
Yeah, I think the way I coaxed my girlfriend into this is by telling her about the dance party. I think it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude. They're every night.
Saturday or Friday?
Oh, the big gay dance party?
Yeah.
Saturday, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll be there either way, so that's good stuff.
There's parties every night.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
dances and...
I gotta look up who the speakers are, because that's something I'm interested in.
Adam Kokesh, Jeffrey Tucker.
Tucker's going to be there. Borowski's going to be there.
Yeah.
Who else? Lenore Skenazy, for anybody who's interested in the free-range parenting movement, she's going to be there.
Ross Ulbricht's mother speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lynn Ulbricht will be there.
You can watch Free Talk live in real life every day, and Cop Block Radio Show.
Yep. Mark, Derek J, they're all going to be there. Ademo from Cop Block, he's going to be there. I just talked to him the other day.
Nice.
That brings up another point. Derek J, I saw a video where he's being arraigned. He's pleading guilty to a traffic violation. Now, beyond that, what's the circumstances? Like, what happened, and does anybody know?
He's just got a couple tickets, and he's been trying to fight him, and he's been making videos out of it.
Okay.
You can film in the courthouse in New Hampshire. You can't really do that in too many other places.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll be there. Like, there's speaking panels, and there's like open discussion panels. There's this thing called. Nah, you won't be there for the one pot. When are you arriving, Josh? Friday?
Be there Thursday midday sometime.
Thursday midday. Thursday. John, why don't you just get it done, John?
Do what?
Bust it out.
Bust what out?
The schedule.
Oh yeah, I'm already on it.
Do we have Q and? No, that's.
We do. Yeah, so that's another point. Yeah, so if any of our viewers live right now have any questions or comments, you can post any to the Q&A feature. We have that going. And for those that are watching in the past or in the future, I guess, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Anarchy, and youtube.com/Anarchy. Obviously, that's what you're seeing.
If anyone's got a live comment or question or something, they can also get at me on Twitter. I made a Twitter feed because I'm not really accepting any new friend requests on Facebook if I don't know you, because I got a lot of personal family pictures on there. I mean, that's all I need to do is say "fuck the troops" to the wrong person and have somebody have access to my family pictures and shit like that. So
yeah.
So I created a Twitter. So anybody listening that wants to tweet at me, you can get at me at at Johnny Voluntary, and there's no H, so it's JONNY Voluntary.
Nice.
Tweet, son.
I can't listen.
Yeah, Thursday night I think is the one pot cook-off, which is sold out. Which is sold out, by the way.
Ah, damn.
It's cool.
That's all right, though. Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, we could jump on to the Freedom Act, which
I'm not really going to be jumping onto the Freedom Act.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing this whole Patriot Act and Freedom Act thing kind of was glossed over because everybody in the freedom movement even, a lot of those people and a lot of people in general were just paying attention to Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner or whatever his or her name may be, may not be. It's a joke. It's a freaking joke. You know, what's the most important thing that happened in 2001? The Patriot Act. It wasn't even 9/11. It wasn't 9/11. It was the Patriot Act, because that took away tons of our rights, because, you know, our rights are granted by the government, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, the thing is, the Patriot Act allowed the government to just grope you at the airport, take away all your privacy on the internet, and allow it forced more people to be, what's the word?
Enslaved?
Yeah, but to, I can't think of
You
the
all
word.
became suspects. Every single one of you watching, every single person in this country, you all became a suspect the day that fucking act was enacted.
Right. Yeah, so it made you all, just not be who you are. Conform, that's the word. It made you conform to the standards of the state. Otherwise, you're going to be thrown in jail or killed, potentially, because, the cops are seriously, killing girls right now. Did you see these over the past two? Never mind. I'm jumping topics.
Man, all the police stories just kind of blend together for me.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
They just become, and I feel terrible saying this because they are tragic, every one of them, but every single one just turns into another hashtag, and then it's forgotten, 2 weeks later when the next new hashtag comes out. Hashtag Eric Garner, hashtag I can't breathe, hashtag Tamir Rice, hashtag.
Yeah.
Just kind of blend together. I don't remember. I mean, what does that say about the police force in this country? I don't remember the last innocent person who killed our police. And they're all over Cop Watch and all these other cop pages. I don't remember the guy's name or girl's name or where they were from. It's another generic incident every time.
Yeah. So, bringing it back, I think that the whole no, it's fine. I think that this whole thing about the Patriot Act in 2001 again was a joke. It's scary when they just literally passed it through the Congress, and now you know that they aren't for liberty at all. Obviously they aren't. It's a government, but most people don't get that. They feel like, oh, their liberty is protected by this government that was instituted among men or whatever. It's a joke. So then the Patriot Act gets washed away with this Bruce Jenner shit. And, of course, the Freedom Act comes out, and it's the same thing. Apparently some people are believing that it's worse. I think it's just the fucking same thing. It's ironic this time.
It's repackaged, refurbished, and redistributed.
Right.
Just like every
GMO.
Every single freaking conflict, every single multinational conglomeration of expeditionary proportion. It's all just new words that mean the exact same thing, which equals to nothing.
Right.
Right.
I said that last week. I said, watch all these Rand Paul supporters come out of the woodwork like, look, Rand Paul got rid of the Patriot Act. Like, no, they repackaged the Patriot Act. It's never the Freedom Act.
Global war on terror. Define that for me, please. Counterinsurgency. United coalition forces in a humanitarian engagement.
Yeah.
It all just means invasion, you fucking lunatics. It's all the same thing. Terrorism, the war on terror, protecting the homeland, all of this state rhetoric, it only survives through catastrophes, right?
Yeah, and fear, and it's all fascism. It's just fascism.
I said it last week. What I said last week was when we were talking about the Patriot Act expiring, I said that I am not excited over it. I don't care because it's going to be repackaged as something else. And sure as shit, what was it, that day or the next day or something like that, they announced Freedom Act. And
the Freedom Act was proposed 10 years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It just, maybe not 10, something like that, though, 2008, 6.
Yeah. Well, either way, from what I understand, now I don't know if the Freedom Act is the Patriot Act on hyperdrive, like some people are calling it. I don't know if it's better or worse, but I do know it's just the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit repackaged with a new name.
It's the same bullshit repackaged as something that's going to limit the government spy state.
Well, because we trust them to do that too, right? Like if the NSA came out tomorrow and said, "Okay, guys, you win. We won't record your phone calls anymore." Like I just won't believe it. I just don't.
Let's listen to this. It's fucking, and this is just exactly what I was just talking about. this doublespeak that has no fucking meaning. So what the Freedom Act stands for is Uniting and Strengthening America by Fulfilling Rights and Ending Eavesdropping, Dragnet Collection, and Online Monitoring Act. So it's U.S. Uniting Strength America, USA, Freedom, Fulfilling, oh god, that's so cute. Long title, to reform the authorities of the federal government to require the production of certain business records, conduct electronic surveillance, use pen registers and trace devices, and use other forms of information gathering for foreign intelligence, counterterrorism, and criminal purposes, and for, and this is the real scientific one, other purposes.
Well, yeah, they always include other purposes, yeah. And that's usually just to include, extra money for Alaska and the bridge or whatever. Just extra handouts, you know what I mean?
I'd like to correct myself on that date as well. It was originally introduced in 2013. My bad.
Just a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah. So, this Freedom Act is obviously just not pro-liberty at all. Obviously.
No.
And I do remember that I think the one of the things in the bill was that instead of the government collecting data about phone records and all that, the corporations are going to do it, and they have to go through this government regulation court to get any of the data that they need at any given time and extract it from AT&T or whatever.
These bold megalomaniacs even admit it. Many members of Congress believe that in the wake of the Snowden disclosures, restoration of public trust would require legislative changes. More than 20 bills have... All right, that's all we need.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I forgot one thing about this whole show. I kind of forgot to show the slides. Shall we go back to silver and gold?
Sure.
I like silver and gold. We can go back to that. While you're loading that up, interesting side fact that I forgot to mention before was that when I was talking about the coins and the weights all being relative and the values being relative, before the we got a dime here. Before the nickel, they actually had, and I have one upstairs dated 1864, 1865 or something. It was called a half dime, and that too was made of 90% silver. And I weighed it on a little scale, and sure enough, it is exactly half of a dime. It is exactly, a fifth of a quarter.
Right. Yeah, the nickel was a replacement because, and that's why it's bigger. It's because of the nickel content. It adds up to half of a dime's worth of silver or whatever. Correct? I believe that's right.
Well, the nickel only had silver during World War II, and it was 35% silver. So they're actually worth about the same. A silver dime and a war nickel are each worth about $1. I think the dime is worth a little bit more, but they're about the same.
That's weird. Wow. Interesting. We've got silver here. Last time we did the prices here was last week. That was June 1st. Tonight is June 8th on Monday. And last time silver was $16.73. Tonight it's $15.99. That's a 74-cent drop. That's 4.4%. That's under $16. It went back under. Gold went from $11.88.43 to $11.74.68. That's $13.75. That's 1.2%. And Bitcoin went from $223.58 to $228.63. That's a gain of $5.05. That's 2.3%. But yeah, I should have gone over that a long time ago. But I guess the real thing is that, again, silver, gold, they've been in the same range for over 6 months. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin only went up $5. Is that right? So, yeah, not a big deal. It's been really quiet over 6 months, basically. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, but the whole thing was silver. I love silver. I got some quarter ounce silver pieces about a year ago. I just bought some 5-ounce bars, and I don't have too many small pieces of gold. I just have like 1-ounce coins, just a couple of those, and those are really cool. They're just meant to be locked away. They're savings, saving for the future when shit could hit the fan, you know?
Yeah, don't trust your Social Security that probably won't even be there by the time you're ready to collect it.
Of course not. Not even from my mother, I bet. That's my guess.
And I mean, the cool thing about silver is that, like, if you've always wanted to invest in, gold or silver, but you always thought it was so expensive, silver is so affordable that a broke ass like myself can afford to pick it up whenever I really want. I mean,
Yep.
Any of these sites that sell, and any of these sites that sell silver, you can buy pieces as small as a gram, and they cost
Right.
about $1 or $2, depending on where you find them. But you can find $1 pieces, you can $3 pieces, $5 pieces. Very affordable. And if you're thinking of getting into gold and silver, you don't have to go out and buy 3 ounces of gold right off the bat. You can go buy a silver ounce for $18, or you can go buy a couple of silver coins. These American coins that are silver, they're commonly referred to as junk silver, and you can get about $1 in face value for about 14 or 15 bucks. And whether it's 2 quarters and 5 dimes or 10 dimes or whatever it is, $1 in face value, it'll be about 14 bucks or so.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah, it's so affordable you can buy it.
Yeah.
Anybody can buy it.
Yeah, the way I think of an ounce of silver is 2 large pizzas. I mean, because I think in food terms.
Yeah.
And most of these websites, the one that I use in particular, amagimetals.com, you can use Bitcoin to purchase silver, and you get a very slight reduction in the amount that you have to pay.
I believe, if my memory serves me correct, I believe I read somewhere that Amagi Metals is not going to accept U.S. dollars. I think it's by 2016 or 27. I think it's 2017. They will no longer accept U.S. dollars.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And I do like Amagi, not to give them huge plugs or anything, but they're a great company, and they are voluntarist run. So that makes a difference. You don't want to buy from somebody who advertises on fucking Rush Limbaugh or some shit like that.
Well, what I do, though, is I buy JM Bullion, and I did look into Amagi Metals. They are a little bit more expensive. But Amagi is voluntarist. I found that out through you. That's pretty awesome. But I'm gonna choose JM Bullion for the moment, just because it's cheaper, and I've been using them for some time now.
Oh sure. I mean, look, if you're buying gold or anything expensive, then yeah, buy what your wallet can afford, definitely. But I buy silver in small amounts of it at that. So I don't mind paying the extra, 50 cents or $1 or $1.50, because I know it's to somebody who shares my ideals and shares my values.
Yeah,
and
certainly.
They're not advertising on some show that's just all warmongering and shit like that. So
yeah.
So I don't mind. But yeah, if you're buying ounces and ounces and you could save $200 by going to a different guy, yeah, do what you got to do.
That's it.
Now, do they accept Bitcoin, JB?
I don't think so at the moment, no. Which is really important.
That's the big deal for me.
Surely.
Because I prefer cheaper myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, use Bitcoin, man. It doesn't get more anarchist than that. Buying silver with Bitcoin on the interwebs. Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, that's another thing. I can't believe I didn't bring this up. So I went to Manchester for a New Movers party which was kind of coaxed into me by Robert Matthias from Rebel Love Show. So he got me to go up there for the Movers Party. That was 2 Tuesdays ago, I think. And I saw Marcel Edward Fontaine, who's been on this show a couple times. So, so that was really awesome, honestly. And what he was trying to do on the spot was get me to do the whole Bitcoin thing, and it was just taking some time. So eventually I should be running into him at PorkFest, or all of us should be.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Oh, yeah, we already have plans for him to come to our campsite.
Awesome. Yeah, great. So all of you will literally force it down my throat, and I'll be getting Bitcoin.
And that's not the only thing you'll be getting forced down your throat.
Yeah,
Can't
actually.
wait, though. This is going to be magical, dude.
Really, Josh, I really think that you're one of your favorite parts about PorkFest will actually be the free open marketplace.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Walking around the place was absolutely magical last year. I walked around, Michael walked around by himself, and we all went through. I mean, even if we just weren't doing anything, we were just walking through, being among other free folk. It was great. And
Right.
just seeing that, like, the food truck over here is selling cheeseburgers and fries with no food permit or no regulation or anything. Accepting silver and Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and the T-shirt guys accepting Bitcoin, and the other T-shirt guys accepting silver, and it's just absolutely amazing to see Mini and Kapistan in the flesh. I mean, this was it. This is as free and open of a marketplace as you can get.
That's awesome. Yeah, I honestly look forward to that, and the speakers, honestly. Yeah, and the food. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie. The food's really good there.
I'm sure, especially if you're. I'm gonna freely advertise John here. He's bringing goodies, as it were. All right, I'll leave it at that. Never mind.
Medicinal edibles. We're bringing medicinal and earthy made cookies and candies and stuff. That's all.
Well said. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know what these guys are talking about.
Dude, I mean ginseng. What are you talking about? What?
You can get arrested for illegally harvesting ginseng.
I know. It happened last year. These
nuts.
guys got busted over it.
Fucking incredible.
So weird.
Josh, you said you'll be at PorkFest Wednesday. You said you're arriving?
No, Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, you're gonna miss Jeffrey Tucker then. He's speaking on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was able to get Thursday and Friday off, so I'll be there. I guess we can wrap it up here. Anything we've missed over the show? Anything you want to talk about? No? All right. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Next show will be, let's see, June 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern, live right here, youtube.com/Cur of Anarchy. And I don't think we have anyone lined up guest-wise, so...
It's going to be the last show before PorkFest, right?
Yeah, that's about it. So I know that I'll be bringing my video camera, and I'll be taking some video while we're there. And actually, that's not even true. So Michael and I have been talking about maybe doing a live show from there. Like, YouTube will be there. So if it's possible to do it live from the camp, then
I'm in talks with somebody. We might.
That's
the
awesome.
The Wi-Fi is a little spotty, but that might be better this year. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, if possible, then that's great. But I know I certainly will probably do a show. So yeah, I take it back. We'll be live that night as well. So that will be the 22nd, I believe.
Worst case scenario, John and I could phone call you from. You could make a Google phone number.
Yeah.
And then John and I could phone call you.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we can just call in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that for sure. Yeah.
It's really easy. Okay.
Good. Yeah, so, yeah, again, live show June 15th. Be here or be square, or just be square. Sure, that's fine. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night.